and actually an inflammatory scarring of the bone marrow, and it's related to leukemia. And it's probably a strange form of leukemia, and everybody knows that leukemia is a proliferation of aberrational white cells in the bone marrow, and in years past it was highly lethal. Now that's one of the best. It's one of the best treatment. It's one of the best diseases you can have now as a malignancy. If you're going to have a malignant disease, chronic leukemia is one of the best. That's a left-handed compliment for sure. But your spleen. Now the question is, was your spleen enlarged? The spleen, for those of you who don't know, you've heard of people venting their spleen. The spleen is a small. Is a small. Well, it's not so small. It's about the size of your fist, and it's under your left rib cage. And the spleen. Is one of its major jobs is making white cells, and also it's another major job is destroying old cells. When a cell is ready for the elephant's graveyard, the spleen will filter it out and break it down and help the body discard it. And so and in leukemia, the spleen is often the first organ that you notice. So I don't know if your fall had anything to do with your enlarged spleen. I think the enlarged spleen was probably from the leukemia. Now, the spleen, one of the interesting things about the spleen is it can't be repaired once it's ruptured. And if you in Vietnam, they crashed a lot of helicopters, and every time a helicopter crashed, it would pancake down and hit the ground, and everybody in the crew of the helicopter would have their spleen ruptured. So from the impact blowing up. And so there were a lot of splenectomies. Now, fortunately, by the time you're an adult, you can give up your spleen and still lead a very normal life afterwards. And so I don't know where else we're going to go with this, except.
Well, I think there are certain doctors in the Western medicine world who want to give you time frames as when you're going to pass. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, I'll give you 1 year to live.
Yeah, or two.
That's it.
And so you know.
Well, that was the one that said, I'll give you 6 months to live. And the guy says, Doc, I'll never be able to pay my bill in 6 months. I said, okay, I'll give you a year.
But you know,